Previously, the group enjoyed a leisurely breakfast at Adria's home the morning after the first night of the festival. Naren slipped in partway through, quietly doing the walk of shame, although only Adria and Zarakir noticed her. Mid-morning, the group headed out to explore the village. They planned on attempting a maze that night, but they had hours to kill before it went live. They passed by a tent that had welcome out front, which immediately drew Bertrand's attention. He headed inside, where he found it full of carved collectible items and toys, including some slightly creepy to him dolls, and he then immediately turned and walked back out. The rest of the group went inside without him. The group looked around for a bit, talking to the woman running the tent. Isaac asked her about a commission, and she immediately settled in to start carving, while Nova bought a green dragon toy for Sod. The rest of the day passed uneventfully, with the group visiting various booths and tents. When the maze opened, the group was given two options. They could race another team, but start late as a penalty due to their group size, or they could split in two and race each other. They, of course, went with the latter. Bertrand, Isaac, Kess, and Naren called themselves the Department of Ultimate Mouthwateringly Magical Youngsters, also known as Team Dummy. Adria, Nova, Ren, and Zarakir were Team Thick. No one who knew them would have been remotely surprised to find out that Pyracantha called themselves Dummy Thick when asked to split in half. The race started and both groups entered the maze. Isaac brought up the left-hand rule, so Bertrand and Kess immediately suggested sticking to the right hand instead. Meanwhile, with the other group, Zarakir and Ren immediately split off since they were quite a bit faster than everyone else. The two groups made their way through the maze, occasionally backtracking when needed. Eventually, Kess and Ren saw each other from a distance. Ren ran back towards the others to tell them which way to go, while Kess hurried forwards towards the center of the maze. Kess made it to the center of the maze, where they found a bag of gold and a note saying they needed to escape the maze first to get the other half of the prize. They took a few steps back, showing the note to Bertrand as he arrived in the center of the maze too. Naren arrived a moment later. Isaac was further back as his wheelchair was slightly slower than their walking. Ren and Zarakir blocked Isaac for a bit before they admitted that Team Dummy had beaten them. Ren being Ren, he used acrobatics to jump out of the way before pushing Isaac's wheelchair into the space he'd been blocking. Fireworks suddenly went off once all four of them were side by side. However, the other group were side by side as well, and another bag of gold appeared along with an identical note. They all then started to make their way out of the maze, but Team Thick had the advantage since they were further out and the others couldn't easily get past them. Once they were all out of the maze, the group headed back out to join the festivities again. As it got later in the evening, much drinking happened by the bonfires. Some of the wolves began howling, and more wolves howled back from the mountain. And that is where we left off.